The WNBA is experiencing a genuine moment. The league is seeing something it hasn't seen in years. National attention thanks to an increase in exposure, new talent on the court, and growing retail sales. However, not everyone is seeing this sudden surge in interest. One of the most talked about names in women's basketball, Angel Reese, is in a difficult situation. Reese is well known for her self-assurance, audacious demeanor, and unquestionable talent. She has frequently made headlines, sometimes for her play and sometimes for her vocal presence. However, the attention isn't exactly helping her right now.
Why?
Because jerseys, yes, jerseys, have emerged as the newest sign of a fan's level of excitement. Additionally, it wasn't simply a business moment when Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark sold out their jerseys in a matter of minutes while Reese's products had trouble selling. It was intimate. Quite intimate. Just hours after Sophie Cunningham's jersey was formally revealed in early June, Indiana Fever supporters descended upon the WNBA store website. Every size was sold out in a matter of minutes. Small, medium, huge, and even very large. The sweep was spotless. If it weren't for the context, not many people would have taken notice of this. Cunningham had yet to participate in a regular season game with the Fever. Fans couldn't stop purchasing other jerseys, though. The Iowa sensation and top choice in the WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark, had already raised the bar. Her Fever shirt nearly immediately set records, prompting clubs to reconsider arena dimensions, ticket prices, and marketing tactics. Crowds followed Clark everywhere he went. Her performances started to sell out. Her jerseys quickly disappeared from the store. She was more than a novice. She was incredible. Now compare this to LSU's standout Angel Reese. Reese made his WNBA debut with the kind of fanfare that most players can only imagine. She had social media buzz, brand deals, and a strong belief in her capacity to transform the league. However, her jersey sales haven't shown the same enthusiasm thus far. Reese's equipment is still sitting in stock, barely making a dent, while Cunningham and Clark are witnessing their products vanish in record time. There is more to this than just jerseys. It has to do with momentum. Fans express their real enthusiasm for a player in the most straightforward manner. They spend cash. They fill arenas to capacity, purchase tickets, and wear their names on their backs. Caitlin Clark has experienced an unbelievable amount of fan energy. In order to meet demand, she has forced rival teams to relocate games to bigger venues. Even Sophie Cunningham, who isn't as well known as Reese or Clark, has a devoted following in Indiana. Even though her visit was discreetly disclosed with little fanfare, jerseys sold out right away. That says a lot. Fans are eager to see her perform. They wish to help her. They have a stake. Despite having the means and being visible, Angel Reese hasn't ignited the same flame. Her jersey sits on racks as others disappear, and her preseason games with the Chicago Sky have attracted small crowds. The absence of concrete backing raises difficult concerns for someone who has been widely discussed as the face of the league. Talent is not the only factor. Reese's potential is undeniable. In college, she was a formidable presence, and in her early WNBA games, she displayed signs of promise. However, athletic prowess isn't the main factor in professional success. It has to do with making connections. It has to do with how supporters view a player, the narrative they make up when they support someone. Fans have fallen in love with Caitlin Clark not just because of her skill, but also because she stands for something novel. A shooter with poise, vision, and range. People are reminded of Steph Curry when they see Clark play. She's focused, modest, and has let her game speak for itself. Her admirers have grown devoted to her because they trust her. Conversely, Sophie Cunningham is the underdog who has gained popularity. She has a tiny but devoted fan base, plays hard, and brings grit to every game. Fans were drawn to her despite her lack of self-promotion because they perceive her as genuine. Someone who shows up, gives it their best on the court, and plays hard.
Sophie Cunningham just showed up in Indy. Hasn't played a game yet.
Angel Reese has tended to play the antagonist in a distinct story. She has welcomed controversy in everything from social media disputes to college rivalries. Additionally, although that might be effective for online engagement, it hasn't resulted in sold-out merchandise or crowded arenas. Although she is being watched, fewer people appear to be ready to provide her with the same level of financial support as others. Reese quickly became aware of the difference. Social media, which before applauded her ascent, is now a mixture of praise and criticism. Timelines have been inundated with posts about jersey sales, vacant seats at Sky Games, and similarities to Clark's impact. Never one to remain silent, Reese has quietly responded by liking tweets, leaving insightful remarks, and reassuring everyone of her value. However, there is a growing perception that frustration is mounting. It hurts when you think you're the league's future and be told you're a game share, but your impact isn't evident in the stats. Particularly when the audience is showing that type of affection to those who did not arrive with the same amount of hoopla. The sales of jerseys are merely symbolic. In actuality, they stand for fan investment. Reese is currently witnessing other participants get the kind of care and encouragement she was promised. Since before she ever set foot on a WNBA court, Angel Reese has been the focus of marketing efforts. She has, quite rightly, made money off of her celebrity through everything from huge sports endorsements to partnerships with beauty brands. She is fashionable, personable, and skilled at creating a personal brand. However, being adored by fans is not the same as being marketable. The most recognizable athletes, those who propel leagues forward, achieved this status via their accomplishments and relationships. A significant effort was not necessary for Caitlin Clark to sell jerseys. The work was done by her play. There was no media tour started by Sophie Cunningham. Fans just reacted to her strength and sincerity. Defiance, proving skeptics wrong, adopting the bad guy persona, and forging her own path have all been key components of Reese's brand. Good headlines result from that. However, does it encourage enduring loyalty? Does it encourage fans to visit stadia from their homes? The answer is still unknown. Right now, we're seeing more than simply individual players. It concerns a league that is undergoing change. Players will be held to a higher level as the WNBA finally gains popularity. It is insufficient to succeed in college. Players now have to demonstrate their ability to attract large crowds, sell merchandise, and support franchise development. That's what Clark has done. Surprisingly, Cunningham has accomplished that. Reese is still making an effort. And it's all right. She is young and has just begun her career. However, fans are picking who they want to follow as the league changes quickly. Those who succeed will be more than merely talented. Some people will connect, resonate, and deliver when it matters most. Angel Reese is in a difficult situation. She has two options. Either she uses this moment to increase her frustration, or it helps her concentrate. There is talent. There is charm. However, the athlete-fan connection, that enchanted bond, needs to be strengthened. She is still in the race. Not even close. However, it's clearly evident that being loved differs from being touted. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham did more than just sell shirts. They marketed faith. People were moved by them. This is the lesson to be learned. This could be the necessary wake-up call for Angel Reese. Alternatively, it can be the start of something even more significant. A narrative-shifting comeback story. There is no doubt that the league and the fans are observing, and she will make the next move.